This is THV11 News at 6.
We begin tonight with new information in the case of Aaron Spencer. Hello and thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Faith Woodard.
And I'm Brooke Buckner. The case has received national attention since his arrest last year, and that continued after he announced he would be running for sheriff in Lonoke County last month. Spencer is accused of killing a man who at the time faced more than 40 child sex crime charges involving his 14-year-old daughter. He argues he was protecting her and pleaded not guilty. He has the support of more than 360,000 in a petition backing his actions.
Now, according to his attorney, he is running in hopes of bringing to light the failures in the system, but if he's convicted, he won't be able to serve. Tonight, THV11's Carter Thweet gets us up to speed on how the case is unfolding.
Prosecutors attempting to paint a picture that Aaron Spencer planned to kill 67-year-old Michael Fossler even before he found Fossler with his 14-year-old daughter on October 8, 2024. That theory emerged in a legal brief late last week. His defense says his actions before the shooting aren't relevant. The state says they are, and included several new details in their reasoning. Prosecutors highlighted Spencer's conduct 3 months before the killing. Prior to Fossler's arrest in July on more than 40 charges and counts, the state says Spencer asked an acquaintance of Fossler's for the man's address. He allegedly told that person, quote, "Don't call anyone. Don't call the police." But word did get out, and as investigators looked into the rape, 2 Lonoke County sheriff's officers showed up to Spencer's home. A transcript of their conversation, recorded by body cam in July, is in the state's filing. Spencer questions how much prison time Fossler might face. He asks the officers, what's going to happen? 3 to 5? He's rolling around, cruising, grooming? He then refers to another child abuser and says, quote, "He's going to get back out, isn't he?" Indicating his belief that the same would happen with Fossler. One of the deputies warned Spencer, saying, "We don't live in a country where you can take the law into your own hands." Spencer responds with an expletive. The prosecution saying all of this proves Spencer had an intent to kill, saying, quote, "His understandable rage did not give him the legal right to kill Fossler." Ultimately, that'll be up to a jury in a trial for second-degree murder set for January 26th of next year.
Thank you, Carter. THV11 has reached out to Spencer's attorneys for a statement in response to the state's filing, but we have not heard back yet. If Spencer is able to run, he will look to unseat current Lonoke County Sheriff John Staley, who is running for another term. That election date is set for November 3rd of next year.
Well, the race for District 26 and 70 is also being discussed in court as the Arkansas Supreme Court has denied the governor's request to halt a lower court's ruling on the special elections in those districts. However, the justices did agree to expedite the case. The Democratic Party of Arkansas filed the lawsuit, arguing the more than 30,000 residents there deserve representation when lawmakers return to the Capitol in April. The party's chair, Colonel Marcus Jones, reacted to the motion, saying they are encouraged by the decision and won't stop fighting for the representation Arkansans deserve. Under the court-approved timeline, January 13th will be the special primary, February 10th the runoff, and the special election is set for March 3rd, a date already scheduled as Arkansas's primary for state, local, and federal races. A similar ruling was made in District 26. For a full list of who is running in these races and others around the state, visit our website, THV11.com.
It was a warm Thursday afternoon here in Central Arkansas. Temperatures climbed up into the low to mid 70s, and now with the sun has already set, the numbers are backing off into the 60s for the most part. We're at 66 in Little Rock, 66 the number in Hot Springs, 64 in Arkadelphia, still 73 though in Texarkana. Jonesboro has cooled down to 54. Got a little bit of a wind out there. Those winds will keep us from dropping off too much tonight. Really, temperatures will primarily stay into the 60s for a large part of the night. Eventually, we'll drop down into the mid to upper 50s to begin your Friday. 53 is expected low for you folks in Searcy, maybe only dropping down to 60 in Hot Springs. Tomorrow, it's going to be a breezy day. Winds kicking in from the southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. That is a warming wind for us here in the natural state, and the temperatures will respond, climbing up into the upper 70s to potentially lower 80s. It stays warm for the first half of the weekend, but there are significant changes expected going into next week. We've already issued a THV11 weather impact advisory for one day next week. I'll have more details on that and the reason why coming up.
Thanks, Nathan. Last night, the House voted to end the shutdown, and just moments later, President Trump made it official. The bill will fund the government through January 30th, pay back federal workers, and reinstate those who were fired. It will also fund SNAP food assistance benefits for a full year.
But the question now is, how soon will that money be available to those who rely on it here in Arkansas? THV11's Maya Ellison walks us through the timeline on when those hit hardest can finally see some relief.
Nothing's been done about SNAP benefits. So, I've got about $19 left.
Charles Owens is one of thousands of Arkansans relying on SNAP who felt the impact of the recent delay. Arkansas Department of Human Services announced last month that November benefits would be disrupted because of the government shutdown. That delay now comes to an end after Arkansas DHS says full benefits should be distributed late tonight into tomorrow.
It comes at an excellent time. We're 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving. I'm glad. Like I said, I'm waiting until it happens for sure, but I'm glad.
The United States Department of Agriculture issued updated guidance Wednesday night authorizing states to release the funds. DHS says they began processing payments immediately. In a statement, Secretary Janet Mann says, quote, "We are pleased that our beneficiaries will soon receive this important food assistance."
It was scheduled at 50%.
Last week, these same conversations were had at the Capitol. Arkansas lawmakers pressed DHS officials for answers.
I don't have an update from this morning because we had to issue the new tables to the IT team to begin working on the files. That's why I don't have a drop dead date.
Probably fair to say we're at the mercy of the government right now, the federal government.
During the pause, food banks saw increased need as families waited for assistance. DHS officials say they hope that funds will be completely restored before the holidays. In Little Rock, Maya Ellison, THV11 News.
Maya, thank you. We reached out to DHS for additional comment. They declined an interview but said they're working to resolve all remaining issues. That includes employees who remain on furlough and state programs that they say are still paused while they wait for federal funding to be fully restored. Even though SNAP benefits will soon be back in people's wallets, many are still struggling to put food on the table this holiday season. That's why we here at THV11 are doing everything we can to help.
We've partnered with the Arkansas Food Bank and Kroger for the THV11 Turkey and Sides drive, and that's where we find Chief Meteorologist Tom Brannon. Tom, how are things out there?
Oh, things have been just absolutely fabulous today. It's been a great day. Turkey and Sides drive, our first one. Kroger's a big part of it. Sun up to sundown. George Brown joining me. George, I would call this a success. 3 really overly filled bins of sides.
Yeah, I heard sort of a guesstimate of several thousands of pounds of food already donated in addition to money that's being donated. And then inside, people are bringing those turkeys up to the cash register. We're putting those in the freezer. So again, for a first time,
I'm going to quiz you. I'm going to quiz you. You ready?
Okay, yeah.
How many turkeys have been donated on the inside?
The last I heard was more than 30, possibly as many as 60. So I'm excited about that. We have the turkeys right now for 89 cents a pound for frozen Kroger turkey. So it's a great deal, whether you're grabbing it for yourself or for someone at home. And we talked about earlier, Kroger, we donate a lot of money to food bank. We donate a lot of food to the food bank. But what I love is this is a chance for customers to come and physically give, which, it's great to swipe a card or drop some money. That's great. But when you're physically giving that over and you're interacting with people, I think that's the payback, especially with kids.
It's been a great day. We've still got till 6:30 tonight. Be sure you come out. And I do need to mention Stone Bank making a big impact today, donating $10,000 to the cause. Yes. Round of applause, Stone Bank. Thank you. Going to several different food banks, not only here in Little Rock, but around the state. So thank you, Stone Bank. Hey, we'll visit again here shortly. Back to you.
A new conversation circulating online has home buyers comparing a 30-year mortgage to a 50-year mortgage. This comes after President Trump posted about it on social media this week. The goal is to make housing more affordable, but not everyone thinks it will. One local realtor actually advises against it.
It's only going to give you a 10 to 15% decrease in your monthly payment, and it's going to add an insane amount of interest that you're going to end up paying.
Meanwhile, the average rate on a 30-year U.S. mortgage edged higher for the second week in a row, according to the Associated Press. And Zillow says as of today, the average mortgage interest rate on a 30-year term is now 5.99%. That's a slight drop from the low 6% range rates have been hovering around. Cold and flu season has arrived and many are already getting sick. Everything you need to know to keep your immune system strong.
And the weather conditions that we're seeing out there this evening, you'll experience out there for tomorrow evening for the football games around the region. Game of the week, it's Lakeside going to Searcy. Temperatures will be into the 60s all throughout the game, but it will be a little bit on the breezy side. Like I said, big changes arrive here next week. More on the complete forecast coming up.